Hey, this is Anthony from RevZilla. You can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Held Titan EVO Race Gauntlet, available at RevZilla.com. The Held Titan has been around for quite some time. You'll see it down to my left. This is the new Titan EVO. Price goes up just a hair, but you get a handful of feature upgrades that are going to make it more protective as well as more flexible. Within the Held line, and we know Held, storied, 40 years old, from Germany, they've been doing high-end gear for a really long time. This is their flagship in this category. You know, Buzzsaw that you see on video all the time, this is the glove he's been taking to the track for years, and now he's evaluating the new Held Titan EVO. Now, if we look at the EVO, compared to the previous version, the first key change is going to be the knuckle. You're still going to see that it's titanium, but now it's vented and it's seated in a large area of TPU. Again, adding a different level of shock absorbing to the slide proofing of the titanium. Now, you can see this ventilation as you move down the back of the hand. You'll also notice a big panel of elasticity. This is that comfort factor. The previous version to my left had 3 bars. You now have 5, 6, 7 bars of elastication that are allowing it to move more freely with you. And then down into the ulna side, the lateral side of my hand, that really large area that's very low side crash prone. In the previous version, you saw super fabric on 3 panels. Now you have a large TPR with another pop of titanium. These are the big upgrades here on this side of the glove that are going to put this glove in a different category than something like the Phantom 2, which has about 85% of this functionality. If you're evaluating this glove, check out the Phantom 2 as well. It's about $100 less. So that's your 3 big changes. If we take a big step back from that and you think top end race gauntlet from Held, you're looking full kangaroo. You're looking full race gauntlet. You're going to have Kevlar throughout the entire back side of the hand. Again, we're going to walk through some of the key features here. But again, for around that $400 mark, this is an apex predator hanging in there right with Dainese, with Revit within this category, getting it super tech, super comfortable, super aggressive going to the track. Remember, you're typically looking in more warmer weather scenarios for track or sport riding. Not really going to be waterproof for the rain, and if you'll notice as well, it's not fully perforated. So again, from a protection standpoint, they chose to err on the side of coverage with less perf, knowing your hands are very accident prone. Now, quick note on sizing here, the new Titan EVO. I'm wearing a size 10. I'm normally between a 9.5 and a 10 in Held. And what's really nice, they come out of Germany, they're gonna have a nice box finger construction, very comfortable. It'll break in about 10%, very articulated, and these stretch panels allow it to move with you. But I'm gonna call out that between sizes 7 and sizes 10, you're gonna get half sizes as well. No other glove manufacturer does that. So make sure you use the size chart. And for frame of reference, I'm wearing a 10. I wear about an XL in Alpine Stars, and I wear about a large in more American cut gloves like something like an Icon. So keep that in mind. I also happen to have long, thin fingers. Also note, I would love it if you would click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV, our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, and your feedback on the new Held Titan EVO. I'd love to hear you really comment on what you think of the new upgrades they made, which really are basically improving what was already a great thing. Now, moving into some of the other details. Let's walk through the full nuances here and break it down. Remember, your full kangaroo construction, not just in the palm, lightweight, great from a sweat-proof standpoint. Super, super tactilely responsive, so you're gonna feel the bike, but you're not trading off any of the protection. So again, as strong as cow leather, but decreasing the weight and giving you more of that flexibility, more of that response from the bike. We love that they did that. We talked about DuPont Kevlar, backing the whole backside of the hand. Again, it's a heat shield. It adds to the abrasion-resistant, and that's going to go all the way up the backside, and your palm is going to stay free because they want you to get all that response from the bike. Now, moving into our ulna side protection here, you can see a few things going on. Light area of perforation. Remember, it's going to go over your suit. TPR on the outside of the hand, or really TPU, that polyurethane element, and then you have that titanium, which we talked about, covering the ulna bone there where it meets your wrist. But the backside of all of this protection actually has SuperTech. SuperTech is a dense foam molecular type structure that almost has a memory quality to it, and what that's going to do is absorb an additional layer of crash impact and energy. So again, if you go down introducing that shock, the SuperTech is going to allow this to mold to your body, but it's also going to allow it to absorb some of that shock and stay comfortable. Moving up the back of the hand, we talked about the elastication. Notice the wrist strap comes in on the medial side, and notice it's tunneled, it's tucked out of the way, which I actually really like. Moving into the fingers, more elastication on your 2 hook fingers, and then you get into Stingray, which is something that you typically don't see on a lot of gloves. Stingray is actually 10 times more abrasion resistant than leather. Again, it's like Mother Nature's version of super fabric. You can see it. It's one of the most expensive materials as well that we ever see on anything, including gloves. See it on all the fingers in 2 spots on your knuckles, starting with your middle finger, your ring, and then going into your pinky. Notice a 3rd and 4th finger pinky bridge here. That's going to keep things intact. If you low side, minimize the chances of breaking that little finger, which a lot of folks in a lot of racers typically do. And then you have your visor that typically comes stock on all Held gloves. And moving into the thumb, again, very simple construction. Elasticated panel, your kangaroo all the way up. You have a little spot of temper foam or super tech right there in the end from a protection standpoint. And if we move into the palm, remember, kangaroo, box finger construction. The fingers on Held gloves typically are a little wider. They're even a little wide for me. Remember, I have thin fingers, but you're going to see nice pre-curve to them, externally stitched. You never feel that stitching. And even on the protection up the low side here, on the outside of the hand, that outseam, notice the way they've cut that away, and that's the minimized bunching when you have your hands fully gripped on the bars. So again, when you're on the controls, you're not going to feel that bunching in the pinky, which some other manufacturers, they don't get that feature right. Now, moving down towards the palm here, 2 big spots of carbon fiber for slide. Ball of the thumb, lateral side of the hand. Again, great low side protection if you go down. And then notice the super tech backed monster Stingray panel. And again, adding to the cost here, the investment, but this is the high end of abrasion resistance. It's giving you some shock absorption. It's allowing you to potentially slide. That's the whole name of the game when you have a get off and you put your hands out. Your hands take some of the most abuse on your entire body outside of elbows, knees, and shoulders. And again, you want to be completely covered here, and Held is doing a great job of really pulling things together in a very, very high-end way, using a lot of their R&D. Again, they've been doing this for a very long time. Read the rider reviews on this product. You're going to see people rant and rave. Read the rider reviews on the previous Held Titan. Again, you see people putting them through their paces. They're not meant to be Sunday drivers. They're meant to get a workout and get to the track. Notice we move all the way back up our cuff. Single cuff design. Notice it's an elasticated panel, a little pop of shock absorbing on the medial side here, and we already talked about our wrist adjuster strap. 5 colors available, and remember, you can still get titanium in the Phantom 2, so if you're evaluating the new Titan EVO, make sure you check out the Phantom 2 as well. It might not be as overkill. You can save a little money if you want to go mid to high end versus the full enchilada with the Titan EVO. The next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews of the new Held Titan EVO at RevZilla.com. Remember, you don't have to take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over 39 bucks. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us on the YouTubes. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.